A very good morning to my children. Now, today we are here to study English literature. Now, if you remember, we had done the first chapter. Today I am going to explain the second chapter of English literature. That is a chapter called The Visit to the Mansion. It is written by Louisa May Alcott. Alright. Now, this story is very simple, children. Alright. It is basically about two people. One who has a very big house, but he has no one to talk to him, to anyone. And the other one, she has a very big family where she has four sisters, a mother to talk about. Now, this is two different families has been showcased in this story. Alright. So today I am going to explain you what is this story is all about. Now, the visit to the mansion. Now, the first paragraph that you see is a small summary given to you, alright, so that you can get an idea what is the story is all about. Understood? Please remember all the characters that are there in the stories. Alright. Now, Jo March sometimes stood before her old brown house and looked at the stately mansion. Alright, now mansion is basically a very big house of the Lawrences. She knew that only old Mr. Lawrence and his grandson Laurie lived there. But to her, the mansion seemed to be an enchanted place. Means since it was a big house, alright, for Jo it was enchanted. Now over here the meaning of enchanted is happy, alright, filled with delightful things. She longed to see them and befriend Laurie, who looked very lonely and shy. So Jo always wanted to get friendly with Laurie, alright, because Laurie used to look very lonely and very shy. So she decided to visit the Lawrence mansion and tell Mr. Lawrence to allow Laurie to leave the house and play. So this is what the small summary is, and this is what we are going to study and look into this chapter. Alright, now let us start with the chapter. One snowy afternoon, Jo saw Mr. Lawrence drive off. She set out towards the mansion and looked around. It was completely quiet. Now over here, Jo was standing in front of the mansion. Since it was a snowy day, alright, Mr. Lawrence, the grandfather of Laurie, he had gone out. Suddenly she spotted a curly head leaning against a desk at an upper window. There he is, thought Jo. Poor boy, I'll toss up a snowball and make him look out. Now, Jo suddenly looks at the window of the mansion and she sees someone standing near the window who had curly hair. Alright, and to get the attention of that person, what she does, she throws a snowball at the window. Up went a ball of snow and the head turned at once. Laurie peeped out, eyes bright with wonder. When he spotted Jo, he began to smile. So as the snowball was tossed up, Laurie saw the snowball. He came out, he looked out of the window, and what he sees? He sees Jo standing in front of the mansion. Jo called out, "How do you do? Are you sick?" Laurie croaked hoarsely, "I have a bad cold and it's very dull here." Now croaked hoarsely, you'll see the meaning is given right at the end of the page. Spoke in a deep, harsh voice because of painful throat. So Laurie was having a painful throat. That is why he spoke very softly. "Come upstairs. Will you come upstairs and talk to me, please?" I'll ask mother. Wait. Excited Laurie flew about to get ready and tidy his room. So Laurie was very excited because he had a friend coming to his house to talk with him. So what he does, he goes to his room, cleans up his bed, cleans his room, and goes and asks his mother that can Joe come up to his room. A little later, there was a loud ring followed by quick footstep. Then there was a knock on his door and Joe appeared. She was carrying a covered dish in one hand and 3 kittens in the other. So, first what had happened, Laurie heard a doorbell, and after a while he again hears a knock on his door, and suddenly he hears footstep walking up to his room. Now whom he finds, he sees that Laurie is coming to him to meet. Now Laurie, on the other hand, she has a dish covered on one hand and 3 little kittens on the other hand. Here I am, she said briskly, means full of energy. Mother, send her love. May send some of a delicious balen munch. And Beth thought her cats would be comforting. I knew you would laugh at them, but I couldn't refuse. Alright, so when Joe said that my mother has sent you love, and Meg has sent a dish that was called balmunch, and Beth, she has sent her 3 little kittens for you to get entertained. Now balmunch is a type of a dish, a very soft dish, alright, that is made out of corn flour, sugar and milk. It is basically like a custard. Alright, the kittens turned out to be just the thing as Laurie started laughing over them, and Sue grew cheerful. We all know that with that small kittens, baby kittens are very playful and they are very full of energy. So that is why when they were playing, seeing that, Laurie was very, very happy. That looks too pretty to eat, he said, smiling as Joe showed him the balmunch. It is soft and will slip down without hurting your sore throat, said Joe. So the next item that Laurie got was the delicious food that was called the balmunch. Alright, now Joe explained that if you have this, it won't hurt your throat and it will go down very easily and smoothly. Now we all know that Laurie had a sore throat, means a painful throat. How kind you are, said Laurie. Now please take the big chair and let me do something to entertain you. Alright, so how kind you are, said Laurie. Now please take the big chair and let me do something to entertain you. Since Joe had brought so many gifts, so on behalf of Laurie, he also wanted to do something for Joe. No, you should rest. Shall I read to you? Asked Joe. Now Joe knew that Laurie was he was sick. So Joe said, don't worry, I am okay. But instead of that, do you want me to read some book for you? Asked Joe. Looking at some books nearby, I have read all of them, and if you don't mind, I would like to talk, answered Laurie. Now, when Joe said that I'll be reading, shall I read a book for you? Laurie insisted Joe not to read because Laurie had already read all the book. So, what did Laurie wanted? He wanted Joe to just have a talk with each other. Not a bit. Beth says, I keep talking all day and never know when to stop. So one of the sisters of Joe she says that, Joe, you talk so much that you don't know when to stop. Is Beth the rosy one who sometimes goes out with a little basket? Said Laurie. So now Laurie is asking Joe that Beth is your sister, right? Now she is the little one who looks like a rose flower, and she always carries a little basket. Asked Laurie with interest. Yes, that's Beth, said Joe. The pretty one is Meg, and the curly haired one is Amy. Alright, so Joe had 3 sisters, including her, there were 4 sisters: Joe, Beth, Meg, and Amy. I believe Laurie paused. He then added shyly, I often hear you talking to each other. Sometimes when I see you all sitting around the table with your mother, it's like looking at a picture. Alright, so Joe was very happy with her family. So Laurie, when he used to see Joe and his family sitting together around the table and laughing and talking, so Joe was very happy. But Laurie, somewhere he was very sad because he never had anyone to talk. Laurie poked the fire to hide the sudden trembling of his lips. So Laurie was feeling very sad. He wanted to cry. So to hide that, what he does, he poked the fire. Means basically a mansion, alright, they have a fireplace where they burn the wood to keep their house warm. Alright. Joe was touched. Alright, over here, was touched means she was feeling very sorry for Laurie. While he was unwell and lonely, she was happy at home with her mother and sisters. So when Laurie told about these things, Joe remembered that when Laurie was sick, but I was very happy and with my sisters and mother. You could just come and visit us, she said gently.